It's so simple when I see you. Can't deny it, the way I feel you. It's so electric when we touch. I can never get enough. 'Cause your body's on my mind. You surround me all the time. Dancing silhouettes under lights. All my worries leave my mind. Tell me that you're gonna be the one in my heart. You'll still be there when lights they go dark. You'll hold me when it all falls apart. Tell me that you'll be my remedy, my remedy. All the places that we run, all the moments just for fun. Moving closer, be the one. Moving closer, tell me that you're gonna be the one. Tell me that you're gonna be the one in my heart. You'll still be there when lights they go dark. You'll hold me when it all falls apart. Tell me that you'll be my remedy, my remedy. We're dancing through the night.
What's going on, guys? Alright, so I'm doing something a little different today. So I am going to be doing a Warlords Saga of the Storm card pack opening. So this is a little different for me. I normally don't do these kind of things, but I kind of want to share a little bit of a backstory with this. Not going to take too much time here, but so Warlords has gone through several different iterations over the course of the probably the past decade or two. It has been it would see play and then it would just not work out or whatever. So basically what has happened this time, as of last year, I backed the Warlords card game again on Kickstarter last year, and literally just a few weeks ago I finally, so it's been like a year or close to it, they finally did publish everything, get it all sent out for the new stuff. I was gonna say rehashed, but so if you at a previous point played the game during an older time, it's still, your cards are still very much valid for the current stuff. Everything's still very much the same. So basically what we're getting at here is I'm just going to take a few minutes to kind of show what the cards were like, you know, a decade ago or whatever. And then we'll begin our pack openings and kind of see what that looks like. So I'm just going to give some basic explanation of what we're looking at with this. So I actually have a starter deck that I had purchased back when I got brought into Warlords years and years ago. And I'm just going to completely just do a very, very basic thing. I'm not going into all the details and stuff. If you want to learn more about this game in more in-depth, there's plenty of tutorial YouTube videos. Actually, even the creators themselves actually made their own video of how to thoroughly explain Warlords and how it works. But I'm just going to kind of give a brief top-down overview of what we're looking like with this, and then we'll go into the cards. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first. I'm going to go ahead and place these here. Alright, so we're going to do these right here. Okay, and these right here. And don't worry, I'm going to explain all this. So basically, you kind of look at it as like an inverted pyramid. It's starts off as you got your forefront people right here that are right up in the front, the main front line, I guess. Then you got your secondary, and then of course your Warlord itself back here. So ideally, the name of the game is your opponent you need to get your opponent's Warlord. You need to beat their Warlord, basically. So I'm going to give a brief rundown of how the cards themselves actually work. So right here, this is, there's a few things here. So right here is their total defense that they have in the top right corner. Top left is their attack, which it says 0 right now. That doesn't really matter too much. This is how much health they have. And I believe... I'm not exactly sure what that one was. I want to say that might be their actual attack. And this is the +2 additional attack, which I could be wrong on that. Like I said, it's been a while since I've played. So, but anyways, so kind of explaining this a little bit better. The cards themselves, the different classes, there's different classes. This is obviously an elf deck. So obviously they work around elves. But the hand, I believe, is... I want to say is a fighter. I could be wrong on that. And this one. So there's fighter. I'm trying to remember them all. Like I said, there's a fighter, there's a cleric, a mage, and then there's like what's the word? A non-factioned one where it's like a circle symbol. But anyways. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get to why we're here. I know we I basically, like I said, was just kind of doing like a top-down overview of what we're looking at. I'm not going to explain, obviously, like I said, explain too much in detail about the cards themselves. But basically, that's my deck that I had in place that I was talking about. So, this was an elf deck. Put it this way so you can see a little better. So you can notice there's a lot of elves. I don't know why I always end up playing elves so much. But yeah, so basically, yeah, so you're seeing there's a lot of different stuff here. You'll see the 1s and the 2s, the 3s and all that, the 6, all that. Basically that means how that works is there's different, you noticed I had the pyramid, and that's how many lines of you would have. So basically, if you have 2 lines of creatures, so your first row and your second row, you'd be able to play that as long as you had, like in that case, you have to have like a mage. You know, again, I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail about it. that's not why we're here. But I'm just more so just kind of, like I said, just giving that overhead view. So that is my elf deck. And now I'm going to, like I said, that was the very first thing I got into all those years ago when I first started playing this game. And like I said, I haven't played it for quite some time, but I liked the game enough to back Warlords again. And so, with that said, I am now going to take myself out of the picture here so you guys can get the full experience. Alright, so you'll still hear me talk while we're doing this, but so at this point I will show the, I'll go through my old library of stuff. It's not crazy, but just to kind of show what they had and where we're at now with it. So I'll start with these. Okay, I'll put that right there. Just kind of going through them a little bit. So the reason why I'm showing these is because I haven't looked at the new cards yet. I haven't looked at all the new stuff that I've received. So I don't know how that's going to be compared to what I'm showing you guys right now. So I'm just kind of showing it to you. I'm going through this stack. The little story behind the stack, I'll tell it to you while I'm going through this. So when I first started playing Warlords, I had a few friends that actually started getting into it as well. We were very much into Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic at that point. Some of us still are. And the story behind this is, me personally, I got knocked out of a locals tournament very early. And, because I'm terrible at Yu-Gi-Oh! But, basically the story is that there was a few other people playing this game here, and I was watching it, and they started teaching me, and I ended up playing it with somebody else's deck for a little bit, and I learned how to play, and I had a lot of fun with it, and next thing you know, I'm buying packs and an elf starter deck. So the thing was, though, is it wasn't widely popular in the store. Not a lot of people were playing it. They were trying really, really hard to get it to become popular and get it to a point to where, like, people were like wanting to do tournaments and stuff like that, but it never really took off. And I know it's a shop per shop basis. I know there's a lot of people out there that, obviously for that shop particular, like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, that was what they did. So again, I'm just going through my old collection. I mean, at any point in this time, because this stream will be on YouTube, feel free to pause at any time and read a card. Hopefully it's legible enough for you guys to read it. But again, so like I said, the next thing you know, we're playing it, we're having a good old time with that. It was something new, something different. We all enjoyed it. It was awesome. And then we started a group binder. We had a lot of people, not a lot of people, but our group of friends, we started a group binder that we basically would pull out of whenever we needed a particular card. We would just look through this binder. Basically, there was no trading or anything like that. It was a group binder. Whatever stuff we didn't use out of the packs that we pulled, we threw into the binder. That way, in case anybody else needed it or wanted it, they could just take it and use it and go from there. So, with that being said, I do want to mention that there are quite a few different factions. Like I said, obviously there's elves, which you guys have already seen. Deveranians, which I'm not 100% sure, but I think they may be... I think dwarves are their own thing. Like, there's like different factions. So, Are they interchangeable? I believe they are, but I believe there's bonuses for keeping a fully a full deck based on the faction that you are choosing. So I'm almost done with I'm almost done with these stacks of this stack of cards here. Like I said, I'm just going through them, just again showing them off. This is everything that was pulled out of that blue binder that I have, because I ended up getting the blue binder after everybody else quit or moved on or whatever, and I got stuck with it. So I'm kind of glad I did, because now it's going to benefit me in the long run whenever I do actually decide to play and build a deck again, because I do plan on doing so at some point. So the artwork on some of these cards is really cool. I really like them. Like this guy here is really cool. I like him. Now there was another one that I just saw. I like the artwork on that one. I just think that's really cool. But anyways, so I'm very close to being able to do those packs. I got one other thing to show you guys before I do. So let me push this off to the side. Okay, there are also holofoil cards. And they're full holofoil. Now, I don't know if the new cards are like that, but they're pretty darn cool. You may notice some scratches on them. Obviously, they've seen some play. Me personally, I don't like playing holofoil cards. If I have a common unhollow version of that card, I will absolutely do that one every time. But again, circumstances are a little different with this. They do have common versions, unhollow versions of these cards. So you'll even notice the lights reflecting on it because it's so hollow. So, all right. So with that said, I will now go ahead and start with the new stuff that I got, and we will see what that looks like. Alright, so this is the first thing. This is called a topper. This was this came with the whole set. And we're going to check this out. Alright, so I'm going to open that bad boy up. Alright, so here's our first guy right here. You can see the artwork looks very similar, but I'm noticing there's a symbol here that I'm not familiar with. I'm sure it's one that may have been in that stack. I'm not sure. But the character is a human seer. Okay. So I'm assuming the faction is now over here, unless the human is the faction. Okay. So we got Chant, Dwarf Cantor. Okay. Let's see. Corpse Crowd. Okay. That's pretty cool. Alright, so it looks like we've got some new stuff compared to what we had before. The artwork still looks very similar to what we're familiar with the original packs, but you do notice the difference. Like there's the drop and the diamond on both sides respectively. Like they are the art's larger on those. And yeah, so I want to say the factions are now on the right side. Looks like they don't necessarily have, they may not necessarily be posted up on the top anymore. But then again, like I said, these are new cards. I don't know what exactly this looks like just yet, like how this is. So got Brine Water Croc. Okay. All right. Very nice, very nice. Okay. And I know there's going to be a few of you folks that are going to be watching watching this on YouTube or watching the video after at some point. You know, I hope that if there's anything that you guys end up having any questions about or anything like that, you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I will try my best to explain it to you. If you are a fellow Warlord player, again, I haven't played in a very, very long time, so I am not extremely familiar with how this works. So I apologize if I was goofing up with some of the stuff I was saying. But I will admit the artwork for this is pretty awesome. You can see some of these are very, very detailed, maybe much more than some of the ones with the previous sets. Like I said, all this is interchangeable. Everything is usable and compatible with each other. So far so good. It looks really nice. Okay. Yep. Very nice. Okay. So I've noticed just with these that I've revealed so far, like I said, this was a topper, so this isn't a pack or anything like that. This is just, I mean, I guess in a way it can be kind of considered a pack, but I'm sure everybody's was different, or at least I'm thinking everybody's would be different. Okay. And if you are curious a little more about Warlord after seeing this, I will try to get a link to a video for you guys that are interested. I will see if I can get the video of the actual creators that are playing this and showing you how everything works to give a more thorough understanding. I will try to put that in either as a link in this video during it or at the very end of it. I've never done it before, but I'll figure it out. I like this one. I like the artwork of this. This is really cool. Okay. Oh man, look at that one. Mirror Death Mare. I was gonna say Nightmare. Okay. That's really cool. That's really cool artwork there. I really like that one. Alright, so that right there is just the topper. So, like I said, that is what was... that is what came with everything else. So, with that said, we're going to start with the booster pack themselves, the booster box, I should say. So this is called Into the Accord Lands. I believe this is their first set. Their first expansion set, maybe. I'm not 100% how this works 100% sure how this works. But I believe this is their first actual set. So when you think about it this way, this is, whether it's, they rehash some of their old stuff or whatever the case is, with them being back with, again, this technically would be the first set, if that's the case. So with that being said, I need to try to take a little extra care on this one, so we'll see how this works. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and open this sucker up. I've been really excited about opening these up. I love opening packs of cards. Like I said, that was my favorite thing to do with like Yu-Gi-Oh! I used to love pulling, money cards and stuff like that. Even though I'm a collector more than anything, I've always been a collector before anything else. So this is really cool. Like you can tell. Okay, so let's see. So kind of show off the box a little bit. This is the front of it. It's got the thing up here for you to be able to pull packs from if you want to go that route. I know a lot of shops don't do that. They'll just pull the whole top off for their cards. But you absolutely can do that. And here's something really cool. Are you an innkeeper looking to host warlords at your store? Become a friend of the inn online and bring the ultimate warlord experience to your community. So with that being said, seeing how that was, with what I was mentioning earlier, Warlords itself, as far as I know, was not very popular when I played it way back then. There we go. Alrighty. It wasn't very popular back then, so... But... Okay. So, just to kind of show you guys, it's not in actual... Well, maybe not. Hold on, maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, so there are actual booster packs. So these are toppers again. So there's more toppers here. So the topper is basically what I was provided with, what I had already revealed. And so now I'm going to go ahead and start pulling these toppers out. And we're going to open these bad boys up and see what kind of goodness we got. Alright, so here's the first one. Alright, we'll put that right there for now. Just going to get it out the way. Alright, so here's our first topper. Alright. So I believe, I could be wrong, but I may have already pulled that card from the first topper. I'm not sure. Coward, 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 coward. What is going on? Holy shit. Okay, it's not all cowards. Sorry, I got a little freaked out there. I was like, there's no way this is all it is. But that was like, what, 10 of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. That's a lot of freaking coward cards. Alright, so same thing here. This is called Out of Options. And I believe this is the same deal. 8 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I did read that they did have some issues with shipping these original things. They didn't quite pack everything correctly with the toppers. But again, it was the packs themselves supposedly are much more leveled out. So I gotta admit, I was a little shocked there. A little shocked to see that. So same thing here, tattered armaments. Okay, so there's that. Alright, and same thing, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So literally, like 9 of each card. Kinda nutty, but okay. Alright, so we're going to open this one up now. So I'm guessing that all these toppers we're going to expect the same. We're going to expect 7 or 8 cards of the same thing. Probably ain't going to do too much, but... Alright. I'm going to toss these, get all this out the way. Alright. So I'm expecting the same thing here, so let's see. So we got the Sarakian Sellsword, and it is in fact just like the other topper. As a matter of fact, it's all the same thing. It is all the same card. Don't believe me? It's all the same. That's pretty funny. Alright, but anyways, here we go. Dragon Cell Sword is the same line of factions classes as your Warlords. Okay. So, that's probably like 20 of these. That's kind of crazy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16. Holy crap. 17, 18, 19. 24 of the same card. Wow. That is insane. Well, like I said, I'm okay with it because, you know, for all I know, that could be a money card. You know, any of those could be money cards. So we don't know. Everything's still very early to tell. I don't know why I did that. It's still very early to tell. We don't know what this looks like just yet. Okay. As of right now, the fulfillment is still happening across the world. I believe everybody in the U.S. has received theirs that backed theirs on Kickstarter. But I believe they're still in the process of handing things out. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, so I think this one might be a little more balanced. Let's see. So we had Archivist Marina. Okay. So we only have 2 of those. Okay. That's good. And we got 2 Seekers. Alright. Grove Warden Elmira. Okay. Okay, this one's definitely much more balanced. Hunter Merrill. Ramesh Elder Sage. Kazka. Oh, this one looks cool. Look at Nisha. Look at her. That's some pretty good artwork on that one. Okay, so that one's definitely much more balanced than any of the other ones. Well, aside from the very first one I opened up, but yeah, that's kind of crazy how they did that. But okay, to each their own. All right. So let's see here. All right, we're gonna open this. Finish opening that. Okay. All right. So let's see how this one is. So we got Freelance Cavalier, and my friends, we have quite a lot of them. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 of them. Not as bad as the Sarakian Soldier that I had earlier, but I'll 8's plenty. All right. Okay. And then we've got Missourian Scout. Okay. All right, so those are officially the toppers. I do wish there was a little more variety in that, but that's okay. So, now, my friends, we are at the packs. The stuff we've all been waiting for, but this isn't all of it. There's still more after this. So even though I open these packs, there's still more. So just to kind of show what this looks like. Okay. Very cool. Love it. Pack on the back. I mean the word writing on the back. Okay. Let me, just for in case anybody wants to read that, I'll put that right there. Okay. This was just to give a more firm, like, look at how everything is. All right, time for the first pack pull. Let's see what we got. Okay, so they definitely did redo some of the artwork because I remember this guy specifically. I remember him. He was pretty cool. Or she was. He was. Yes. Okay, so this one's called Treyek. And we've got Yantharine. Yeah, so these are reprints. These are I don't want to. Well, I don't know. Don't want to use the word reprint because they're. Well, I guess they are kind of reprints because a lot of these are ones that they've had previously. Again, I have no idea what's what. I don't know if packs come with hollows in them or anything like that. We are just learning as we go here. Okay. Erika Ketchum. Okay. So we got Lightning Blast. This kind of has some MTG look to it, especially with what it is. Alright. Magic Missiles. Okay. Retreat from the roll. Okay. Sleep. Squire Argos. Holy Might. Sutek Razorclaw. Okay. Blessed Vestments. Okay. Storm Shard. Okay. Crownland Strategist. It may seem like I'm going slow through these packs. I'm actually doing it more so just so these things can be read and be seen, because like I said, a lot of this is new for a lot of people, so I want people to really look at it before I move on. Like I said, if it's not fast enough, you can always fast forward, but I'm going to take my time with it and make sure everybody can read everything that's going on here. So it may run a little long. Oh, you can tell I haven't opened packs for a while. There we go. Alright. That there. Okay. Alright. So, dress. Eager Novice. Gene Court Initiate. So he was actually one of the ones he was actually the very top of the first topper. I remember that specifically. So that seems like some really cool stuff. Let's see. Skyborn Initiate. Squire Fendrick. Squire Parthus. So it looks like there's a lot of humans in this one. Tamar the Protector. Quick Dodge. Sneak Attack. Frenzy. Duran? Okay. Havatlan Stance. Okay. Alright. Revitalizing Roots. Curse of Greed. Hunt from Above. And Simple Shield. So I may go through these packs a little quicker as I get through them, because obviously it's going to get to a point to where I will start getting a lot of the same stuff. Right now everything's still very fresh. So next pack. Keep in mind there is 24 packs in this box, and I still have more after that to do. So I wasn't expecting. I thought, okay, I'll just blow through this really quick, no problem. But nah. Pack openings you gotta enjoy them, especially if you end up pulling something of value or worth it. Charm Person. Okay. Birdsong Druid. Heresy Huntress. Keen-eared Sentry. Leonora. So these are all like... It says lycanthrope. Well, no. Human. Okay, so these are just humans by the looks of it. Dark Flame Bolts. Glimmer. Jump. Jagora? Jagoro? Okay, so she's actually in my elf deck. The one that I first showed in the very beginning. She's actually in the deck. She's pretty good. Yeah, she's pretty good. I like her. So we got Hinterland's Griffin. I'm waiting to see where my dragons are. I haven't seen any dragons. Or maybe I missed them, but... Fire Rain Idol. Okay. Skitter Leap. Alright. Oh. Ask and you shall receive, my friends. Look at that. Ashvale. Look at that. That is a beautiful card. Yeah, that's awesome. Anybody who knows me knows I love dragons, so that's... The artwork's beautiful on that. It looks like it's an extremely powerful card. I really like that one. Let's hope I can find more goodies like that. That's a really good card. Even if the ability itself isn't that great, like I still feel like it would be a really good card for me because I love dragons. So I put that one off to the side. I probably shouldn't do that, but I can always go back later to get it again. So I will grab that later. But that's definitely my favorite card I've pulled out of this set so far. So we'll see what happens with the rest of this. So, all right, got the next one here. These packs are a little hard to open. There's 15 cards in each of these packs. All right. So we have Nightfire. I want to say Nightmare. Nightfire Manacles. Riding Horse. Sutek Shank. Abdal Rahim. Ambitious Squire. Aurelion. Black Oak Arrows. Cryptwine. Dizzying Footwork. Pinned Down. Green Flower Warden. Okay. That's kind of cool looking. Okay, so there's the Murdeth Mare. But I want to say... Yeah, that one's different from the other one that I had earlier. Oh, wow. Look at that. Solar Ray. Dude, he got freaking lopped his head off there. Jeez. Alarin Gaunt. Flame Lance. Oh, wow. This is a holo. This is a holofoil. Look at that. That's cool. And then Coward, the one I had like 10 of. Alright. So the difference with this Flame Lance compared to, and it may not show too well on here, but so look at Flame Lance. You see it is hollow, but then look at this. The full card's hollow. So I don't know if that's different rarities or if that's just how they do them now. We'll have to see how that plays out here. So let me move this. Oh my goodness, I'm hitting the camera, my apologies. Alright, let's fix that back. Okay. Alright, here's the next one. Okay. Hazak of Shadow. So Haram Instigator. So Quaslan Rivet. Shadow Clan Slayer. Tinker. Tunnel Vanguard. Voldemar. Okay. Not Voldemort, people. Just FYI. Spiked Pit Trap. Swift. Blast. Tyron Ruskin. Brontor's Helm. Core's Patience. Field Marshal Malexin. Okay. Alright. So he's got 10 attack on the first attack. So I know I didn't really mention too much about this in the beginning, but this in the top left corner, I mentioned the right side is the defense of the card, but this is nutty right here. So 10 attack on the first attack, 5 on the second one. So basically this thing can attack twice, or if it does attack twice, that's what it would do. It would do 10 damage the first time, and then 5 the second. So we got Roan of the Deep Brook. Okay. And there's Coward again. This card has been very popular, but that's okay. Alright. I want to go back and grab that Asheville card real quick because I really, really like that card. So far, that is my absolute favorite card that I've pulled. Not even if the ability itself is all that good. I don't know if it is or not. I'll learn more about that. But this so far is my favorite card. Like I said, I love dragons. I love the artwork of this card. It's definitely my favorite so far. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. Just put it over here for now. Keep that for safekeeping. Alright. Next pack. Alright, so we got Shadow Tunic. Alright. Steel Darts. Trinket of Malice. Archivist's Journal. Burning Scroll. Dragon's Blood. Alright, let's see. Improvised weapon. Steady grip. Church Inquisitor. It's a very basic card right there. Ablung's Prisms. Makusang Steelhorn. Makusag. Scale Mail. Spiritual Weapon. Kabbalite Regalia. Alright, we got another holofoil right here. So this one is Vanguard's Presence. Okay. So same deal here as the Flame Lance from earlier. The holofoil. I believe the whole card is holofoil, but it's not as noticeable as the original ones that I had shown. So, but it looks very similar to the Flame Lance as far as the holofoil goes. Alright, and there's another Tattered Armaments. That seems to be another very popular one. And that's okay. Alright. Okay, so then we have the next one here. Okay. I don't even feel like we're halfway through this box yet, y'all. I mean, it's still going. Alright, next pack. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got Shadow Bolts, and that one was like, nope, I'm out. Summon Avalanche, Wither, Balian. Is that right, Balian? Okay. Brine Fiend. Flame Jester. Okay. Recruiter of Mazir. Veteran Bowman. Okay. Akvuk. Okay, so this, I remember this card from Warlords back in the day. This doesn't seem like on paper this was like a really good card, but he actually could be very useful. The thing is it says like there, if he didn't do damage, then it would wound him. Basically, if he gets a wound on him, he's dead. Oh, if he did not wound someone, kill him. So, in theory, it's like, okay, this may not be all that good, but it does force you to have to attack. But if you're a very passive player like I am, I'm not very aggressive with attacking. Let's see, so we got another Tavern Brawl. Flail. I'm not really sure how to feel about this one. Okay. Flurry of Knives. So I am a fan of dwarves as well. So we got Chovan Voidcaller. I do like dwarves. My main on World of Warcraft is a dwarf paladin. So to say that I love dwarves is an understatement, but yeah. So we got Blitzer, as in the reindeer. Instead of Blitzen, it's Blitzer. Reindeer monster. Okay. Oh, we got another holofoil here, folks. Fireball. Fireball. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Fireball. Okay. Sorry. Squirrel moment. Alright, so, yep, Fireball. Another holofoil. Put that over here. And then we got Tattered Armaments again. It seems like that one's constantly on there. 24 packs in this box, guys. That is insane. And I might be about halfway done right now. Kinda cray-cray. Okay. So we got the Brigand Buckler. Gap Finder. Oh, it's a familiar. Why does that look like an owl and a sloth at the same time? Just saying. It looks like an owl and a sloth. What's his name? Nahil? Nahil? Woestone. Okay. Choke. Crush. Guard Duty. I have your back. Leopard Claws. Scout Pony. Okay, this was one I pulled from a topper earlier, I believe. Archivist Augustin. It's either this one or it was another Archivist, but... So I'm not really seeing... I'm not seeing too many duplicates as of yet. I'm still getting a lot of new stuff. Shock Saber. Now remember, this is the first set for this game, so... You know, whether or not that you'd consider that like a first edition or not is a whole different thing, but... So we got Berserk. Lights of Revealing Sword. Okay, so... What's really interesting about this card is the name. And the reason why the name is so interesting is because... And I'm not saying that they took this from Yu-Gi-Oh! By any means, but that is literally the first thing I thought. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a spell called Sword of Revealing Light. This one's called Lights of Revealing Sword. Now, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sword of Revealing Light stops your opponent from attacking for 3 turns. Let me see what this one does. Reveal the top 10 cards of your deck. Put a weapon revealed this way into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, so this does not do any kind of stopping attack or anything like that. So, okay. I don't know if they got that from Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, either way, it doesn't matter. I find I connected with that. I'm thinking that's funny, and just I like that, the fact that goes with that. But again, I could be wrong, so... Alright, so we got another holofoil called Salvage. It's a little shiny shine. Okay, it's another dwarf. Very cool, very cool. And we got another simple shield. Okay. So there is different artwork for these packs. I know I've been kind of opening them and going through them, but this is another piece of artwork. This is also another piece of artwork. So they do have different artwork on the packs. And I unfortunately have not really been looking at them because I've been in pack opening mode the whole time. But I just noticed this, so I'm actually going to go ahead and open this one. What else we got? Okay. So we will start there. Okay, so the first one we got is Tunnel Vanguard. I don't remember if I pulled this one already or not. It is a dwarf. Well, like I said, love me some dwarves. Now this one I know I pulled earlier, Valdemar, because I was making fun of it calling Voldemort, but so I know I got that one. Then we've got Clane. Is that Clane? Oh, sorry, it's Cyan. Ciane. I'm pretty sure that's how you say Cyan. Again, I don't know. I could be completely butchering it for all I know. So Corpse Crowd was one I pulled earlier. Okay, so we are starting to get some more duplicates now. Quick Strength. I don't remember if I pulled that one or not. This one's new. Battle-Worn Helm. Okay. Overburdened Nag. Okay. A Shillelagh. Smack the crap out of people with it. Alright. Let's see. We've got Sunforge Aspis. Or Aspis. I could be completely butchering that. But I think this is a new one. I don't recall ever pulling this one before. So then we've got Talisman of Faith. Ritual Dagger. I believe I did pull one of these earlier. So we'll put that right there. Disperse. Quartermaster Dirge. So another dwarf. I'm going to have to look back through these and check out all the dwarves and stuff. Again, I said it earlier. Oh, wow. I was just about to call this out. I was just about to say, man, the dragons really aren't that... There aren't a lot of them, and I literally pulled a dragon. I was literally just about to say this. So I finally got another dragon. Dragons are, like I said, they seem like they're kind of hard to come by. But let's check this one out. So this one's called Dreadfang. Okay, unique unarmed. Says after Dreadfang hits target character with a melee strike, the target must succeed with a poison save or suffer a wound. That's kind of nice. So I'm going to put that over here with my other dragon. I believe that is only the second dragon I've pulled out of all these packs I've opened so far. I might have to go back and look through them real quick, but I think that's the second one. Alright, so we got another holofoil here, Talisman of Might. Very nice, very nice. Another holofoil. Like I said, I think this is just how they do them now compared to the total holofoil that they had with the original artwork. So this is probably for the best that they have them like this compared to the one I originally showed. Alright. So I did all that. Okay, that goes there. Alright. Next pack. I can't remember the last time I had this many packs to play with. I mean, I've opened cards for sure, but probably not to this extent. Alright, so we got a Northrog Psych. Ooh, I'm probably butchering that one, but... Silver Steel Gauntlets. Resurrection. Sacrifice. Again, I have no idea which of these are very valuable cards, if any of them are. But we, a lot of these I probably won't even use to play with, because I am going to obviously build decks at some point, but I have plenty of cards to do that. But I also have the booster pack, not the booster packs, the starter decks to still open as well. So Shield Rune, So another Talisman of Might. Throwing Shield. Warhorse. Angel's Tears. Bandit Mask. I believe I had one of those earlier. Let's see. I probably can't even pronounce that name to save my life. Ged Dosset. That's probably wrong, but looks cool. Alright, and we got Cloud Tracer, or Cloud Racer, sorry. I threw a T in there that wasn't supposed to be in there. We got Cleave. Bikram Bullstrength, okay. This one I haven't seen yet. Okay. Alright, so we got another holofoil. Now, I did pull this card earlier as a non-holo. Quaslan Rivet. So, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that every pack has a holofoil in it. Because I feel like every pack that I've done has had one. But I could be wrong on that. Maybe it's just a high chance to get one. But either way. Okay, and there's Coward. Like I said, I pulled like 10 of those earlier. So, alright. Next pack. Alright, so we got Improvised Weapon, which just slid right away. This one I know I pulled already. Steady Grip, I've pulled this one already as well. Black Oak Arrows, I'm not sure about that one. Riding Horse, I know I've pulled that one a few times now. Okay, Retreat from the Royal. Okay, Sleep. Whoop, sorry about that. Sleep. Sutek Slime Fang. Okay. Skyborn Initiate. I did pull that one earlier. We've got Squire Fendrick. I believe I did pull this one earlier as well. So I think we're getting to that point now to where I am going to start getting a lot of duplicates. Cryptwine I did. Arcane Approach is a new one. Okay, here's a cool looking one. Okay, so this is an elf. And like I showed at the beginning of the stream, I do have an elf deck. And I have not... It's still the default elf deck that I never changed anything out in it. So any elves that I'm pulling right now could definitely benefit the elf deck that I can rebuild in the future. So I definitely love seeing stuff like this. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I do not have this card till now. That may end up just going right into my deck, depending on how that works. Let's see, Strong Arm Stout. So there's Gad Bane. I believe I had this one earlier. What's really cool about this one is this one has can have up to 3 attacks. Granted, the attacks aren't high, but the fact that it can attack 3 times, it's kind of nutty. Alright, so here's Sklot the Cruel. It is a holofoil as well. It's a Goblin Assassin. But you'll notice right away the shine on the ends of it. Looks pretty cool. Looks really nice, you know. So I got out of options. So this one I pulled like 10 of these earlier. With the toppers when I first opened those up. Okay. Next pack. Still have more to go, guys. So I am gonna have to go back through my all the stuff that I've opened. Obviously, I'm gonna do that off stream because the stack is getting kind of high right now. But I didn't notice any other dragons that I may have pulled previously. So either I have none that I've pulled, or I just didn't notice them. But I'll have to go back and look. But so far, I've counted only 2. Let's see. All right. Woohoo! Let me try to say that one. Draljaka Tar. Okay, I think I got it. Sheesh. Alright, so we got a Hagunk. Okay. Nature's Ally. Quick Shielding. Quick Strength. Alright, we're getting into the quicks apparently. Bardish, okay. Cheap Sword. So I am still very much seeing things that I haven't pulled yet. But I am starting to see, like I said, a lot more duplicates now. Cumbersome Helm. Eager Blade. Ever Warm Elixir. Dwarf Eater. That's not very nice. How you gonna eat dwarves, man? Come on. Looks cool, though. Looks like he could mess up somebody's day pretty bad. Alright, so we got a Fate String Bow. Prime Positioning. Oh, hold on. Light kind of got in on that one. Okay. Alright. So we had a Unicorn of Thune. They definitely cover their fair share of like fantasy creatures. Alright, so we got a Holofoil Throwing Shield. So I'm fairly certain at this point that every pack has a holofoil in it. Now, whether or not it's a good holofoil or not, to be determined. But I have already opened up several throwing shields, so that's that. Now, this one is just straight up called Animal, but the artwork on that is really nice. It says Character Token Beast. So, I guess you can have tokens. Alright. Was not aware that that was a thing. Alright, next pack. My gosh, I've opened up quite a few packs already, and yet I still feel like I have quite a few more to go. Alright, so literally probably like, 5, maybe 10 minutes ago, I pulled him in a hollow form. So there's that. Shadow Clan Slayer. A Dwarf Assassin. Okay. And we got Tinker, who is also a dwarf. Okay, we got Frame Seer. This is an elf. I am keeping an eye out on these elves as I get them to see if any of them are like really, really good to add to my deck. So, okay, I think I got him earlier. I believe I got her as well. So that was Keen-Eared Sentry. This is Leonora. Percy Dorn. I don't recall this one. Man, I'm just knocking stuff all over the place. Jeez. Courage from Faith. This one I'd had. Divine Barrier, I believe, is a new one. Alright. Balian's Helm. Adjacent characters. +2. Okay. Is that a swamp book? That's quite the name. So it's called a swamp book. Okay. Melt Metal. Okay, that's a first for me, I believe. So I got the Sunforged Smith. He is a dwarf blacksmith. Okay. Divine Respite. Okay, I don't believe I had pulled this one at all before. Oh. Okay, so I know I pulled this one earlier, Rowan of the Deep Brook. But now it is a hollow foil form. It is an elf. Okay. So he's actually a warlord. I could use him as a warlord for my elf deck instead of who I have. Again, I would have to... You know what? I have it right here. I'll go ahead and show you guys. The whole point of the warlord... Alright, so this, essentially, that's my warlord from my elf deck right now, currently. So, anybody that says warlord or warlord character or anything like that, you can make that your main guy for your deck, basically. So he's the one I've used for forever and a day. He's not, I mean, he's good, but he's not like the best, you know. But, anyways. I will go back to what I was doing. Alright, so Run of the Deep Brook. We'll put that as a hollow foil in my hollow foil stack. And there's out of options again. Alright, next pack. Alright. Alright, so we got an Undead Elf Scholar. Graveyard Librarian. Wow, that's that's kind of crazy. So basically, if this thing does kill anything that it hits, it banishes it from the game to where they can't get it back. That's kind of cray-cray. So Grim Fey Prowler. Okay, so this is elf number 2. I don't remember if I pulled another one of those. I did just pull Percy Dorn. Courage from Faith I have as well. Divine Barrier I also pulled. Gift from Above. Trogdor. Trogid. It's just a monster. It is just straight a monster. Okay. Tunnel Worm. Okay. Leveled. Okay, that's a new one for me. Meet at the Inn. Okay, I did pull that one earlier. I remember saying I liked the artwork on that one. Venom Tipped Arrows. I think this is a new one here for me. Tide Turner, I believe, is a new one I've got. Lady Estelle. Okay. Human Sorcerer. Okay. Even the Odds. I pulled Even the Odds earlier. I remember that one. Alright, so another hollow foil, and I believe I have not pulled this one yet. This one's called Mephit. It is a monster. And then there's Simple Shield. I'm getting Simple Shield, getting Buckler. Whatever the case is. Alright. Next pack. Alright. Let's see what we got. Alright, so this one's called an Excalum Codal. I'm probably butchering the crap out of that, but Okay. Breastplate. Heavy crossbow. Premonition pendant. Sunseeker's goggles. Chant. Dwarf canter. Okay. Alright, so this is cyan again from earlier. Even though I originally said clean. Corpse Crowd, another one I pulled earlier. Frame Seer. I believe I've pulled one of those as well. Okay, now this one's new to me. Golden Grove Mage, an Elf Scholar. We got Bloodsteed. Okay. Assassin Strike. Lord Belasco. Black Wind. So I got another dragon here. I was wondering when I was going to get another one. Alright, so let's look at this guy here. Alright, so. Unique Unarmed Journey. Ooh. Wow. Okay. So that's dragon number 3. Okay. Got another hollow foil here, and I believe this is one I have not pulled yet. Is an Elf Seer, Shayessa the Weaver. Okay. And then there's Coward again. For the umpteenth time. Okay. So, we still have a few more packs to go. So far, so good. Next pack. Alright, so this is Hagunk again. I pulled this one earlier. This is a new one. Joe Leg. We have goblins, people. We have goblins. Okay. Craigdom. Trolls Shaman. Then we got Pack Tactics. That's a new one. Punitive Strike. We got Throwing Shield. Warhorse. Gift from Above. Nature's Ally. Quick Shielding. Rock Arm. Okay, so this is a new one. Okay. Essence Drain. Quicksilver Gargoyle. Farhaven Guide. Steelforge Regalia. Alright, so this is another hollow foil right here. And this is a Armor Gauntlet Helm Shield. Okay. And there is Animal again. From previous. Okay. So you may notice I'm going through the packs a little faster now. That's because I am pulling a lot of the same stuff, a lot of duplicates. So I don't need to do quite as much as I did before. If I get something new, or I think that I have something new, I will stop for a moment to look. Otherwise, I'm just going through them. Alright, so this is one I was actually very interested in right here. This is one I have not pulled yet. Mad Pat Carrick. His ability is kind of cray-cray. So, like that. Mudfleck, Orc Scout. We got Keep Watch. Leveled. Meet at the Inn. Noble Sacrifice. I don't recall ever pulling this one. Okay, so Akvik I pulled earlier. Akvuk. Bear Legion Recruit. Okay. Wither. Another Tavern Brawl. I know I've pulled this one. Spellblocker. Alright, that's a new one. Okay. I like it. I like it. There's Fireball again. Fireball. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. Whenever Fireball pops up in anything, that song just goes straight to my head. Sorry. Salvage. Oh, hello, baby. Alright, so we got Swift Cloud. Okay. Look at that. Another cool looking dragon. You notice though, out of all those packs that I've opened up and pulled stuff, I've gotten 4 dragons so far. Master Dresden. Okay, so this is a holofoil of a new card that I haven't opened yet. Haven't pulled yet, I should say. Okay. Very, very nice. Okay. Alright, that's going in the holofoil stack. And we got Trap. Next pack. Good news, guys. We are down to the last few packs. This is... I think we got 5 packs left. Well, it'll be 4 after I actually open that one. So, for those of you that have stuck it out with me, thank you. Hope I didn't bore you too much. I love pack openings. Normally I'm very quiet when it comes to pack openings. I'm just like, oh, that's cool, that's nice, you know. And this is the most talkative I think I've ever been for pack openings. So, but all right. So we got Mudfleck here. Noble Sacrifice. Pack Tactics. Punitive Strike. Balian's Helm. Battleworn Helm. Overburdened Nag. Yep, these are all ones I've pulled. Shillelagh. Sunforge Aspis or Aspis. Whoop. Talisman of Faith. Yes, I have pulled that one. Cloak of Brilliance. Look at that. Okay, that's a new one. Oh, hold on. Oh, I got excited. I thought it was another dragon card. It's just a dragon in the picture. Cunning Shot. Okay. Sister Kieran. It's a human seer. Okay. Shield of Spurning. Okay. Here we go. Shield Rune. Okay, so this is another holofoil. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed. I feel like the red, the holofoil red is just really nice with these cards. Okay. And we got Animal again. All right. So, I'll do one better. Oh, looks like I counted wrong. Alright, so there's 4, 5, 6. Okay, so apparently there was another row underneath. So I have 6 booster packs left to open. So just for a moment, I'm going to go ahead and keep opening these, but then after I open them, I have to go backtrack through all the packs that I opened real quick. I want to see if I did pull any other dragons that I may have missed. And then we'll move on from that. So, but anyways, so here's our 6. All right, dizzying footwork. Pin down. Tamar the Protector. I think this is a new one for me. I don't believe I've pulled this one yet till now, so let's see. Chant. I know Chant I've done. Yep. Thicket. Bugbear Shaman. Okay. Catapult Crew. Drajaka Tar. Okay, we got Spitfire. Unsummon. Yisarite Berserker. Walk on Wind. Okay, so there's Roan of the Deepbrook, which I pulled twice now, I think. Now the third. Medical Kit, so this is a new one. Okay. Earthen Embrace. I believe that actually is a new one there. Okay, very cool, very nice. Lights a Revealing Sword in a hollow foil form. I love how I mentioned this card earlier and told you about the reference with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I get a hollow version of it. That's great. And then we've got Leveled Up. Okay. Come on, more dragons. I've noticed though, like they are not very common. I've pulled so much of everything else, but those dragons are apparently pretty rare. Which kind of tells me those might be like the valuable cards, you know, those, since they seem like they're so hard to come by. But again, if I can build a dragon deck one day, like if I could figure out how to get something together, I will absolutely do it. Because I love me some dragons. So that was Talisman of Might for the first one. We got Resurrection. Both of these I've pulled. Sacrifice I've also pulled. And I know I pulled this one because I couldn't pronounce it correctly. Excalum Codal. Bardish I know I pulled. Cheap Sword I've pulled. Cumbersome Helm I've pulled. Eager Blade I can't quite remember if I pulled. I don't think I did. Okay. Everwarm Elixir, yes. Nothrog Psych, yep. Because I didn't know if I said that right or not. Okay. Heresy Ward. What? That. Oh well, revealed the next one. So we've got Rapid Dash. Rapidash. Gorthos Shadow's Axe. So a Warlord character, Dwarf Barbarian. Okay. So I really need to look through all my stuff for dwarves. I might be able to make a dwarf deck here because let's see. Let me read this guy. May not be spent or stunned by opposing card effects. That's pretty crazy. I do like that. Limited order, your target barbarian gains +5 attack, +2 HP, and additional. Okay. That is a really nice Warlord. A really nice Barbarian. Really nice Dwarf Warlord. Ardean Greathawk. Quicksilver Gargoyle. This is a holo. Very nice, very nice. I want to say I pulled one of these earlier, but this might only be my second one, but this is a holo version of that card. Okay. Very nice. And there's Animal again. So it seems like Animals likes to be at the bottom of these packs. Along with Coward and other stuff. Alright, we're down to 4 packs now, guys. We are almost there. Alright, so now we've got the Flame Jester, which I believe I've pulled earlier. Recruiter of Mazir. I want to say I did pull this one. Not 100% sure on that one. So there's your moment to read. Okay. Squire Argos, I did pull earlier. I remember the artwork specifically. Magic Missiles. There's the Gene Court Initiate that I had pulled twice now already. One from the topper and one from a previous pack. Dragon's Blood I know I pulled earlier. Nihil I know I pulled earlier because I cracked a joke about it. Woestone I know I pulled. Breastplate. Heavy Crossbow. Change of Hands. That is a new one. Alright, let's see. Target character in 2 race turn. Okay. Very nice. Treyik Netherin. Okay, so this is an elf. I don't believe I've pulled this one before. Okay. Looks good though. Alright, so Rhaegar Root Strength. I pulled this one earlier. We've got Crimson Diadem. I want to say, I don't remember if I pulled this one. I don't think I did. Okay. And then we've got a holofoil leveled. Alright. I've pulled leveled a ton of times. Stormlord. Look at this one, guys. Wow. Okay. It's pretty dope. Alright. And then there were 3. Okay. Shadowbolt. Summon Avalanche. Trogid. Tunnel Worm. Veteran Bowman. That is one I believe is new. Let's see. Oh, Marksmanship. Okay. So one thing I really, really like is they do like how Magic is. I don't remember if Yu-Gi-Oh's like this, but Magic, they explain what something is after what it is. Like this one says Marksmanship +5, and then it goes into detail about what that Marksmanship +5 is, basically. Magic originally did not used to do that. You kind of had to just know. But now it actually will say on the card what is, what something does. So I'm really glad that they do that. It makes it a little easier to understand that. So that's good. And I like that card, by the way. Angel's Tears. Bandit Mask. Brigand Buckler. Gap Finder. I want to say I pulled that one already. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's a dagger, obviously. It's essentially an item or an equipment that you can attach to one of your people. Squire Parthas, I believe I pulled him earlier. Blackwater Croc. I did this one earlier. That was probably one of the earlier ones from the packs that I pulled. Shatter. A Arva of Reclusa. An Elf Assassin. Okay. She has a reach ability, so she can actually hit the rank behind it. So I didn't really touch up too much on the rank thing, but if you remember at the start of this when I showed you the 3 lines, I had my 3 characters here, and then the 2, and then my Warlord in the back. So basically, if she's in the back here, she can go up 2 ranks. So if an opposing monster is within those 2 ranks, she can go over her own people to destroy whatever that is, which is really nice. I love range strikes like that because you can kind of play it safe from the distance. Alright, so we got a Warlord character here. Church Enforcer Tancred. Okay. Human Knight, limited order. Your target character performs a melee strike that inflicts an additional wound against characters that are equal or lower level than the target. Whew. He is really nice. Yeah, he's really nice. Alright. Revitalizing Roots. Alright, so I did pull this one earlier, but this is a hollow version of it. I think I pulled it earlier. I'm pretty sure I did. Or it was some other roots. Alright, Revitalizing Roots. That is a hollow version. Very nice. And there's out of options again. And we're down to 2. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so we got Keep Watch. A Sand Fiend, which is new for me. I have not seen this one yet. Okay. Shambling Horror. I think it's another one I haven't seen yet. Starblinder. I believe this was another new one. Sturgis. Huh. Sutex Slime Fang. Okay, that one I know I have. We got Thicket, which I also pulled earlier. Jolag, or Joleg. Jolene, I don't know. Pulled that one earlier too. Craigdom, I know I pulled earlier. Mad Pat Carrick, I know I pulled earlier. We got Cloak of Flight. I think this is a new one. I don't remember pulling this earlier. Okay. Death from Above. Death from Above. Wow. Below. Death from Below, not Death from Above. Read slower. Storm's Attendant. Midnight Madness. Okay. That's new. The Death from Below, I believe, was also new for me as well. Okay. Good, good. Alright, and now we have a Hollow Sacrifice now. Look at that. The red ones just seem to look really, really good compared to like any of the other colored ones. And there's Trap. Alright. We're down to the last pack. It's been a lot of fun being able to go through these with you guys. and being able to share the little bit of knowledge that I have with it. And also being able to just kind of see what the new stuff looks like, what the new packs are, and how the artwork is and everything. Alright, so we got is that a Leah? Hold on. Is that a Leah or a Leia? Either way. Okay, we got Balian. Brine Fiend. Lightning Blast. Sturgis. Sand Fiend. Shambling Horror. Starbinder. Novice Pyro. It's an Orc Shaman. Okay. Close Wounds. Terrorize. Lord's Assailant. Hunting Staff. Zadok Prey Herder. Okay, so this is a Warlord. It's a Sutek Warlord. So I know I've never pulled this one before. Okay. Alright, then we got a Hollow Shatter. Okay. My apologies. Smacking stuff like crazy over here. I gotcha. Alright. And we got Trap. Okay. So that, my friends, is all the box. That's all the box. It's all gone. So a few things I want to say before we move on here. Let me put this back on. Okay. So a few things I want to say here. So first of all, the packs were for the most part pretty well split up, and you know, obviously you're going to get duplicates. It's like that with any card game you play. When you open up packs, you're going to get duplicates of stuff. There are commons. There are a lot of things that you will get over and over again. That's just how it is. You know, but because this is all new for me, well, I say new, that for me, I enjoyed just being able to open the packs, see the artwork, just see some of the really cool stuff and everything. But honestly, one of the things I also want to mention is, and again, this is just a brief thing. I'm just going to say we'll go back to opening more stuff here in a moment. If this ends up becoming something that you guys enjoy, and I'm not talking about me opening packs. I'm talking about like if you seem at all interested in Warlord, or you want to learn more about it or anything, like I said, there is a tutorial video you can actually watch from the developers of the game. However, where I'm going with this is there's a lot of card shops out there that are not. This game is not even on the radar at all. It may have been at one point when they were first starting off. Like I said, this is like the third iteration of this game. And it kind of reminds me of the Dragon Ball game, because the Dragon Ball game has gone through several reiterations of it as well, and that they keep coming back. So I'm hoping that Warlord does get to take off here, and we have the opportunity to be able to kind of see this on a much larger scale, more card shops, more local shops having it, being able to purchase packs and starter decks and all that fun stuff. The thing is, though, and they've even said this themselves, and it even says it on the box, if you want this, or if it's something that you are interested in, you gotta ask for it. You got to keep asking for it. You got to have people consistently asking for it. If it's just one or two of them, they're not going to do anything about that. They're just going to, all right, now we don't have it, whatever. But if you have multiple people coming in asking, saying, hey, I really, really want to get into this game. I really want to try it out. You know, what can we do to make this happen? You know, and most 9 times out of 10, most shops will tell you there just needs to be a demand. There needs to be a ton of people coming in saying, hey, I want to get into Warlords. I want to, you know, buy packs, or, you know, I want to play in tournaments, whatever the case is. I, for one, have thoroughly enjoyed the game when I do play it. I haven't played it for quite some time myself, but I do plan on getting back into it amongst other card games as well, because I love playing card games. But again, that is something that you have to ask for if this is something that intrigues you or you're interested in. So with that said, I will go back to doing what I said I was going to do. So let me get off of this real quick. All right. And so I'm going to go through real quick. I'm going to go through all my cards again real quick, and I want to make sure that I did not pull any other dragons. I don't believe I did. I feel like I kind of went through all of that already, but I want to make sure. And then once I'm done with these, I will move to the next thing. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I want to see what dragons I actually have available to see, because I absolutely would love to put a dragon deck together. So that's, I mean, I could just as easily do the dwarves as well, but I definitely want to do more with dragons than anything else. So I want to see if there was anything else I may have accidentally pulled, or I should say pulled and accidentally put away. So just want to check it real quick. I mean, obviously, as you can see, I'm going through these fairly quickly, so I'm not going to take up too much time here doing this. As a matter of fact, I could probably just even scope through these a little quicker. But no, I'm going to post them again so they can be seen. Okay, shaman. Okay. Human. Weapon, steed, weapon, shield. It's an elf. Monster, beast. Okay, that's a griffin. I was like, wait a second. Okay. Elf, action, lycanthrope, human scout, lycanthrope, action, shield, action, stance. Okay, so that's my first stack. So put these away for the moment. I'm going to actually just throw these in, well, not throw them, but put them back in the box. That wasn't the entire first stack, by the way. I still have a lot more to go through, but alright, here we go. Dwarf, human, another elf, human paladin. You have my attention. Human, dwarf. There's a lot of dwarf stuff, which I like. That may be my calling, guys. Playing dwarves. There are a lot of humans as well, but I did pull a lot of dwarves, and Lord knows I love my dwarf characters. Man, there's human paladins too, though. I mean, come on. Y'all messing with me pretty hard right now. Got a Beast Scout. Reason why, and I don't know if I remembered saying this earlier or not, but I play on World of Warcraft, and I have a Dwarf Paladin. That's my main. So anything Paladin, I'm usually about it. Especially if it's a Dwarf Paladin, it's like, give it here. So I just want to make this perfectly clear here. I came across this when this was one of the toppers I pulled initially, and I really like the artwork of this card. I don't know why. It just sticks out very well. I think the artwork's really nice on this card. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But I like that one. Human orc, human mentalist, human bard, elf druid, dwarf, human. Okay. Alright, so I got all these. This was my first full... No, it wasn't. I lied. I thought I had gone through them all, but apparently not. So, alright. Human. Lots of the same crap. This was the 20 plus Sarkian sellswords that I pulled in the beginning. Kind of nutty. So we got tattered armaments. We got the out of options. Coward. Okay, there's the near death meal. Dissolve, Bloody Knives, Holy Might. Huggins. Dwarf. Okay. Alright, so that was the first stack. I didn't take too much time, but I took enough. But alright, so that was the first stack. I'm going to go through this second stack real quick. Make sure I didn't miss any in this one. So like I said, there's with me having an elf deck, I can absolutely, I have pulled plenty of elves. So I can absolutely edit my elf deck if I want to. Not sure how that's going to look just yet. I may, depending on what I do, I may dismantle it and do something else. So again, it was a starter deck from way back when. So it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so I'm looking through them again really quickly here, and I do not see... Okay, so no other dragons on that first stack. Okay, so let me get through... Finduster. Okay, so I'm just, like I said, I'm just going through these really quickly. I probably didn't even need to do half the stuff I just did. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so I think I pulled all the dragons out. I am not seeing anything else with everything I've gone through so far. So I'm thinking maybe I got everything. I got one little stack left. Okay. The dwarf game is really strong. And so is the human. Okay. Alright, so I did that. No. Yeah, I'm not. So yeah, I think I pulled all the dragons out. I'm not seeing any more. Freaking dwarf eater. Alright, got that. Options. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else. I think I'm good, guys. Yep. That's it. Alright. So every last card you saw just now was the toppers that I had pulled out of the top of the box and the packs that I opened. So, with that said, this right here is it's called a Box of Greed. I don't know exactly what this is, what's in it. I don't know if it's packs. It looks like a Magic Fat Pack because they had their own thing back in the day. But I don't know. So we're going to do this next. We're going to see what this is about. See what kind of goodies we got in here. I'm hoping it's more packs. That'd be really nice. Alright, here we go. Open this bad boy up. Whoop, whoop. I almost lost it. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Just to kind of show you guys the box, kind of see what this is. Cool artwork. Okay, here's the other side. Okay, Box of Greed. And here's the bottom, just so you can see it. Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's see what's behind box number 2. Alright, so looks like we have something here on the top. What is this? Oh my. This is a fat pack, you guys. Holy crap. How many cards is this? There is nothing else in this box, you guys. This is it. It's just a crap ton of cards. My kind of stuff. I like it. So, a little story behind the Box of Greed. So, like I said, I backed this on Kickstarter, and that's why, I got all this stuff. Now, the Box of Greed, if I remember correctly, I'm not 100% sure. I think the Box of Greed, they basically it was the old cards from the original sets back in the day, and I think they remade them, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong on that. But that would, in a way, to me, make sense why they have this, why all this is here. So, again, honestly, I'm totally fine with this being just a big thing of cards. But I was also thinking maybe there might have been like some dice in there or something like that. But there's literally nothing else. It is just a huge freaking thing of cards. I was just like, holy crap. That's insane. Look at that. That's huge. That's like that's probably like, 5 packs of cards right there, if not more? Just in that one stack? So let's check it out. Let's see what we got. Alright, so I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm getting into. Gotta see how this is different from what we've done so far. So, alright, so we have Bianca the Mystical. It is a human warlord. Cardinal Broman. Corrine Drac. We are on the human kick for the moment. Let's see. So there's Ged Nuri. Okay. Justinian. So I believe every card I have pulled so far out of this has not been out of the stuff that I've pulled from the packs. Sir Alaran Delicient. Warlord character, human paladin. Your paladins gain riding +5. Insane. Your storm wraiths gain repose +5. Yo. We about to have a talk. We're about to have a... What? Dude, look at this. Boom. Look at that. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is so cool. Huh. All right. I see you. That is so freaking cool. Okay. Sorry, getting hung up on this stuff here. Okay. Talib Al-Sur. Or Talib. Alloy Gargoyle. Destruction. Dwarf Barbarian Hero. You know what? How about this? How about I just do this? Jorn of the Summit. A Dwarf Warlord. Limestone Gargoyle. Gargoyle. Dwarf Mentor. Nil Realm. Gargoyle. Okay. Opal Gargoyle. Man, I'm getting a bunch of gargoyles all of a sudden. What's this about? Prophet. Dwarf Assassin. Man, I gotta mess with these dwarves. I have to. There's just so many of them. Look at this. Sagrida Valora. Oh, man, dude. I'm excited. Whoa. Stone Fist Gargoyle. It's a dwarf gargoyle. What? Look at the artwork on this. This is so freaking trippy. It's cool, but it's like... I'm getting like Avatar vibes or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much into it, but... That's funny. Oh, man. That is a mouthful. Barada Dithanis. This is an undead necromancer. We got Cathal Rowan, which is an elf scout. Fade Dithanis. And there's Fade Rowan. So apparently this is a thing. They have some kind of like chibi artwork or something for some of these. I mean, I'm here for it. I am 100% here for it. I'm normally not a big fan of chibi stuff, but I'm good with this. Lekar Osud. Okay, so this is an elf summoner. I have a lot of warlords. There's a lot of warlords in here, guys. So here's names. Ramorna. Okay. Oh, la 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 la. Yes, sir. I have been waiting. I was due for another dragon, you guys. Come on. Look at that. Rotwing. Oh, man. That's so nice. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's beautiful. You'll love to see it. Tybast. Typhira. Adarami. Yep, Adarami. A human peasant. Okay. Ada. Oh, look at that one. Albrecht. Okay. Warlord. Celestial. Okay. Look at the artwork on that. That's really nice. Oh, and look at on the left side there. You know, I was mentioning how there's like different types. So it's a fighter, a rogue, and a cleric. So it's 3 types on the left. That is crazy. You can play with some crazy cards with something like that. Okay, so this is a human scout. Peyton Latham. Rolando. Human druid. Who's that? Shaden Alder. Sir Lucian. Another human paladin. So we got Sir Robert of Andover. Whoop. Spencer Latham. Not really anything to write home about, but okay. Another warlord, Trevor Magson. The amount of warlords that are in this stack of cards, sheesh. Ooh, boy, what is this? Ablung the Maker. So it's a warlord character, and it has almost every type. I think there's 5 factions, 5 types, and this one is 4. So you got sword, you got mage, you got rogue, you got fighter, and you got cleric. The only other one that's missing is neutral, I believe, which is just a circle on the left side there. So this is 4 out of the 5 types. That's insane. Alisara, it's a human summoner. Bosun Blacknose. It's a gnome pirate. I don't think I've really seen any gnomes, so I'm actually kind of surprised to see this. Yeah, so none of these cards I've pulled from the set, so. Demon of Kavar. Okay. Faisalt. Huh. Artwork is interesting, I'll tell you what. So we got General Lund. Okay. Ivis. Marcus Shaw. Morgan de Danon. Dragon Lord character. Okay. Hold on. Let me look. Your dragons lose unique and interplay in rank 3. Okay. Oh. She could be interesting. She is a human, but she benefits dragons. So, then again though, I'm going to put her over here just for now. Until I know for sure what the heck I'm doing with that. So, Arvika. Human Guardian. Okay. Shadow Reaver. Tavis Jape. I've seen this one before. I don't remember where I've seen him, but I've seen this one. Torin Yiskar. Oh, we've got another dragon. Woo-hoo-hoo. What's this one? Verdigris. Alright, so this is unique unarmed. Journey. Ooh. Yes, sir. I'll take some of that. Alrighty then. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay. So we got Artek. Character orc. Durga. Gunda. Orc Barbarian. Another Orc Barbarian. Man, I've gotten quite a few Orc cards too. This is interesting. Kothka. Orc Druid. Nimtok. What's really interesting is I have not gotten a single duplicate out of this pack. It has been every card is a card that has not been in the set. So I'm thinking this was like I said, the older stuff that they just redid basically and threw it all into this box of greed, I think. Or not all of it, obviously. I mean, that's a lot of cards, but maybe so. Serene. Seth Husk. Taoth. It's an Orc Shaman. Verusk. Mass Blessing. Minor Miracle. Soothing Waters. Tree Walk. Loyalty's Reward. Massacre. Obliterate. Slow March. Assassin's Arrow. Slash and Lunge. Conjure Storm. Heaven's Wrath. Icy Surge. Incinerate. Venom Vines. Okay. Back Alley Tavern. Stolen Destiny. So these are our neutral cards. If you look on the left there, that's just a big circle. So that's a neutral card, I believe. So I want to say anybody could use those. I could be wrong, but I want to say anybody can use those. Okay. Figurine of Protection. Okay. Mollusk Helm. Ring of the Savant. Figurine of Power. So that's another figurine. Heavy Charger. The Dark Horse. Wyvern Steed. Black Steel Dagger. Figurine of Trickery. Okay, so there's different figurines apparently. Giant Toad. Perpetual Pouch. Zaxxon's Fire. 10. It is 10? Holy crap. Figurine of Wonder. Necklace of Spell Storing. Ablung's Quick Mail. Flory's Monster Guide. Gettings World Atlas. Hierman's Epic. Alright, down to the last few. Journal Entry. Medwin's Codex. And lastly, Potion of Youth. Alright, my friends, that was a Box of Greed. Very cool. Had some really cool stuff in there. Nothing was a duplicate. It was all awesome. And I knocked shit over. Sorry. Oh. Let me get this real quick. Okay. Okay. All right. That's what I get for hitting stuff. Alrighty. So, that brings us to the last thing that I have left, which is going to be the starter deck. So, again, I'm going to kind of tidbit on kind of give my feedback on what I just opened. So, pardon me if you hear all the ruffling. I have a bunch of wrappers I need to throw away. But, okay. So my thought process on this is that the Box of Greed is very, very interesting because I love the fact that there is no duplicates. But in that same token, though, I'm also kind of bummed that there's no duplicates. And the reason why that is because in the Box of Greed, it is a one-off of an old set or older sets. So you get one of each of these cards from that set. Meaning, if you want duplicates or more than one to be able to use for a deck, you got to go through other methods to get it. So whether it's buying off of eBay or whatever the case is, it's going to be a secondhand market basically, unless you purchase multiple Box of Greeds when you did the backing on the Kickstarter. I did not do that. I'm not gonna lie, when I was first really considering this, I was okay, I'm gonna spend this much, even though my budget was no, you're gonna spend that much, so but I was thinking it because it's especially when I never really have been able to get into a new card game where it just starts off, and so I was excited. I was all right, cool, I can kind of pick all this back up and just kind of start over with everything and amass this huge library of cards and I'll have all the stuff I need to be able to play. But I was just I don't think that's very wise. I'll end up spending a crap ton of money on something and then don't even get to play it much, so. But either way, Box of Greed, 100% was worth it. Absolutely would recommend that. if they are available out there. I don't know if the stores are going to carry those or not, but if they do, I absolutely recommend getting them. So I'm going to put these in the box for now. Okay. So, my friends, here we are now. Just to kind of touch base on where we're at as far as what I have pulled and have been most excited about, of course, is the dragons. So this is what I've obtained so far as dragons go. If I pull anything out of these starter decks, I probably will not actually do anything with those because they are part of the starter deck. But this is what I've pulled out of packs so far. Okay, so she's really beneficial to dragons, even though she's not a dragon herself. She is a dragon lord, and she directly benefits dragons. Now, one of the things that makes her absolutely ridiculous is, if you'll notice, dragons all have unique on them. Every last one of my dragons has unique on it that I've noticed. At least the ones that I've pulled anyway. Yes. I believe they all have unique on them. One of her first abilities straight up says your dragons lose unique and interplay in rank 3. What that means is if it's unique, you can only play one of them. She ditches the unique. So that means you could then all of a sudden play all these dragons at once. Not right away, of course, obviously. But you can play these in your deck and have multiples of them because she gets rid of the unique. So all these dragons immediately benefit from her. And that's not including anything else that she has. I mean, if you read the rest of her ability, it's kind of nutty. But anyways, so I was looking at that. This is where we're at now. So that's her. We'll put this right there. Dragon number 1. Dragon number 2. Dragon number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. I absolutely still love the artwork for Ashvale. This white one right here. I love the artwork. But, big ol' but. So, the ability, I absolutely love these two right here. I love these two. The artwork's great on them, but just for their abilities and what they do, they're solid. They are absolutely solid. Blackwind is really good as well. So I'm hoping in the near future I will be able to put together a dragon deck benefiting, if not using, all of these cards. And if not, at the very least getting to use some of them. But that's my haul for dragons for now. But we are now going to enter the final thing here, and that is starter decks. So in this is, I believe, 6 starter decks. I don't really know what we're looking at as far as there's going to be different factions. Let's see. So it says, each ready-to-play starter deck contains 50 card theme deck, strategic starting army, extended art warlord, and 1 standard D20. So it comes with a D20. I have plenty of D20s already, but I will absolutely always use a D20. Alright, so again, this is the artwork. Pretty nifty. So into the Accord lands. Like I said, this is, I believe, their first set. Again, so let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what kind of goodies we got. Alright. Okay, so I believe, yep, I just pull this up. Alright, so kind of like an MTG feel. It's got 6 different colors to play with. Obviously, I'm sure themed a little differently. But there's your deck names. We got Farrakholm, River of Blood, Missionaries, Under the Blood Moon, Pale Disjointed Things, in News We Trust. So, I don't know what this looks like, but just based off of kind of the names, I think we're going to get some humans, we're going to get some Deveranians, maybe some Celestials, maybe some Elves, some Undead. So we'll see. We will see what the decks look like. So when I play Magic, I generally play a red deck or a black deck, usually together if I can. And then if I feel like being extra frisky and just want to have some big powerful monsters, I play green. So, with that said, for the sake of this, I'm going to start with the red deck. It's called Missionaries. Deveranian Empire. So it looks like I was actually spot on with the deck. So so this is based around Deveranians. As far as what Deveranians actually are, couldn't tell you. I originally thought they were like gnomes or dwarves or something like that, but as you guys have seen, dwarves are already their own thing. So clearly that is not what they are. Maybe they're just a human, a form of human. I don't know. Okay. So before I completely open this up, I am going to show you guys the actual deck box itself. Okay, so I started to show you. So Deveranian Empire. Okay. I like this on the side. It says, "Sire, I give you my hand. Gaze into the portal. The ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you." Okay, Missionaries. The Great War left the Deveranian Empire shattered, a small sect of zealots and infiltrated populace. Discord sown as the church invokes the wrath of the storm once more. Extended Art Warlord, strategic starting army, 50 card theme deck, 1 standard D20. Additional booster pack included. Hello. So if it does actually have that, then I'm going to put that to the side because that will end up being the last thing. Alright, so here we are. I'm going to open this bad boy up and see what we got. So it does have Into the Accord booster pack. So I'm going to push that off to the side for now. And here's the starter deck. And it says there's a D20. But I don't see a D20. Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. I had to remove it. I have a D20. Okay. Church Enforcer Tancred. Born within the sewers, the third son of defrocked church nobility from Farhaven, turned recruiter for a new collective purpose to usher in an era of salvation. Alright. So, we have a D20, we have a booster pack. I wasn't expecting an additional booster pack, but you know what? I'm always here for it. I will absolutely take more packs. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? How about this? Before I actually crack this open, how about I go ahead and open up the other boxes and just kind of show those off, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we'll do that. Or I could just do one at a time. What the heck, I'll just do it. I was thinking it'd be cool to just kind of just open them up as we go, but no, I think I'll just go go ahead and open this up and we'll check out the deck. We'll see what that looks like. We'll see what that is. Oh, man. Okay. Throw that in the trash. Alright. So this, again, is a starter deck. So it's meant to be played as is. You obviously can make changes to it, but generally a starter deck is usually meant to be beginner friendly. Usually, in most games. But in that same token, those starter decks sometimes just aren't good. Like, they are not competitive at all. It's more so just there to teach you, to train you, and then you adjust accordingly. I don't know if what we're going to see here is actually going to be good or not. I just know, though, that as a collector, I absolutely love this as part of a collection more than anything. So, again, I'm going to keep these as is. I'm not going to take them apart, at least initially anyways. And the main reason being is if I have anybody to play with in the future, anybody that wants to learn or any of that stuff, then I'll have decks for them to play with. And again, I haven't played for a while myself, so it's also good for me to learn these things as well. So, alright, so with that said, we'll go ahead and go through this starter deck first. So again, this is the Devaranian Empire. So this is Church Enforcer Tancred. I did pull him earlier out of a pack, if I remember correctly. So I did say he was kind of crazy because of some of the stuff that he did. So there's Squire Fendrick, again, another one I pulled. So I believe this is what this is going to be. Ambitious Squire. I don't remember if I did pull that one or not. Ambitious Squire, Ambitious Squire. Even the odds. Crush. 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 I have your back. I have your back. I have your back. Another Tavern Brawl. If you watched me pull those through the packs earlier, you'll notice a lot of the same stuff that I pulled from earlier. It's just now put together in a deck that I didn't build. Arcane Approach. More Arcane Approach. Warhorse. Warhorse and Warhorse. Breastplate of Power. So, pretty much everything that I showed previously, I believe I pulled. So this one though, however, I don't believe I pulled through a pack. So, I don't recall that one. That one I know for a fact I pulled. And there's duplicates. Okay. Scale Mail was also one. Riding Horse. Riding Horse. Riding Horse. Squire Fendrick. Flame Jester. Flame Jester. Ged Bane. Ged Dosset. 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 I think it's Dosset. Aurelion. Sister Kieran. Some more of the Protector. Church Inquisitor. Okay, so there you go. That is the Devaranian, which basically, for the most part, seems like humans. If not all humans. I think there was one that wasn't, or one or two, but for the most part, it's humans. From what I'm noticing, this seems to be like knights, soldiers, squires. You know, it seems like a lot of that. A lot of the what's the word? Medieval. That's the word. Couldn't think of the word. A lot of medieval stuff. So, all right. So that is the Deveranian Empire. That is the first starter deck. Like I said, for the moment, I am going to keep this as is. I'm not going to change anything just yet. I may end up dismantling it at some point, but... Oh, I love on the lip of the box it says, cowards die many times before their actual deaths. Damn. That's rough. Alright, so that's the red one. Here's the black one. Okay, so this is an Elven deck. Elven Branches starter deck. Alright, so this one I'm a little excited about because, like I said, I already had an Elf starter deck. I'm not expecting this to be like the one I already have. Because, again, that was over a decade ago, if not longer. Probably 2 decades. So, I'm not expecting this. It might have some of the same cards in it. I don't... it's from based off of what I'm reading on the box, it's like necromancy, but it's like elf necromancers and stuff like that. So, alright, so here is the starter deck. Here we go. Necromancer Remedy. Gaze into the portal. The ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you. Pale, disjointed things. The Great War left the Elven branches and their land obliterated and ideology split. House Dianthus' devotion to necromancy is pivotal as Elven power diminishes. Eternal life is more necessary now than ever. Tasian Dithanus. Tasian forsook the formal undying traditions, preferring a more hands-on approach to necromancy. Few can escape her, slipping through the trees, living or dead. Okay. And let's see. Aggression can be reserved. Enemies in their duration, a crowd and death. Okay. Alright, you guys. So here's the booster pack. And the lovely starter deck. And my D20. Alright, so here is the D20. Just leave that there for now. Alright, so let's crack open this one. Okay, here we are. Alright, so let's start off with her. Tasian Dithanus. Dianthus is a freaking flower. Good job. Okay, so pretty straightforward. It's an elf necromancer. So like I said, it seems like this is going to focus more on... My deck was like the foresty kind of elves. So this is going to be more undead based. Like I said, necromancy. So I'm not expecting too much with this as far as like similarities go. Graveyard Librarian. Yes, I did pull that one. Graveyard Librarian. Jagoral. Okay. Jagoral. Shadow Bolts. Dissolve. Jump. Magic Missiles. Magic Missile. Melt Metal. Fireball. Fireball. Okay, there's Blast. Flame Lance. Burning Scroll. Burning Scroll. Burning Scroll. Unicorn of Thune. Riding Horse. Riding Horse. Riding Horse. Graveyard Librarian. Lord's Assailant. Lord's Assailant. Mistress Alondra. She has revealed herself again. There's 3 of them. Alright. I see you. Callow Rowan. I did not pull this one out of any of those packs. This is a new one for me. Okay. Frame Seer I've already pulled. Golden Grove Mage, yes. And this is Cyan, which I've mentioned a few times already. Grimfey Prowler. Grimfey Prowler. Grimfey Prowler. Okay. So that one is now done. That is the black one. That is, like I said, that is the Elf Necromancy deck. Alright, that is deck number 2. Alright, here's the green one. River of Blood starter deck. Warrior, your orders. Gaze into the portal. The ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you. The Age of War is foretold. Nothrog legions extract primal strength from sacred totems imbued with primal forces. Ferociously tactical, the legions of war use brute force and raw power to wage bloody campaigns. Factus Spirit's Champion. Unmatched ferocity, uncontested strength, and brutality beyond measure. A sacred spirit of some great some great totem. Something within must be unleashed. Okay. Alright. Grab an axe, a do-it-yourself attitude, and aggression will get you everywhere. So to me, this sounds like this is going to be an aggressive deck. Based around maybe orcs or... Yeah, no, I'm gonna go out on a limb and just say orcs. And obviously I know the Warlord kind of gives that away, but it could still be other stuff too though, so... Orcs tend to be usually very aggressive, so to me this makes sense. Okay, there's that. There's the pack. Alright, let's get that D20 out of there. There it is. Apparently I don't know how to open these. There's like a little thing you can grab to just pull it across and it'll like completely open the top for you instead of me cutting it like I've been doing. Alright. Let's throw this in the trash. Roll it in the ground. Alright. Okay. So this is orcs, I believe. So we got an orc barbarian for starters. And this is Factus Spirit's Champion. I don't remember if I pulled him or not. Novice Pyro. Yeah, so this is an orc deck. Pulled that. Jaleg. Yep. Jaleg. Prime positioning. Prime positioning. Cleave. Cleave. Heroic Confrontation. Arcane Approach. Arcane Approach. It seems like Arcane Approach is very popular in these decks. I think this is, out of the decks that I've done so far, I think this is the second one with Arcane Approach in it. So we got Pounce, Pounce. Steady Grip, Steady Grip, Steady Grip. Brunter's Helm, Brunter's Helm. Griffin of Andover, Warhorse, Warhorse, Warhorse. Bardish, Bardish, Bardish. Northrop Psych, Northrop Psych, okay. Meredith Mare. All of this is things I've gone through already. Novice Pyro, Akvuk, Akvuk, Mad Pat Carrick, there we go. Beautiful. Duran, I think I had pulled one other of him. Yep. Okay. There's two of those. The Mighty Mug. I did not pull that one. Okay. Makusog Steelhorn, yes. Yep. Catapult Crew, I think that's a new one for me. Very nice, I like that. Nice range strike. Catapult Crew, Craigdom, Craigdom, and Craigdom. Alright. So it seems like for the most part, these decks already, like everything in here is stuff that I've already pulled. I may have like some things that are new, but for the most part, everything I'm pulling seems to be pretty common, pretty well off. Like things I've already pulled in bulk of, so it's working. We're doing good here. I like it. Okay, so now we have 3 decks left. I'll go ahead and just go through the list here. So we got a blue one here. This one is called Under the Blood Moon. So I'm actually gonna excuse me, I need water. Okay. Been talking so much. Alright. So let me crack this open here. Okay. So again, this is a blue one. It says outpace enemies with your tempo. Strike quick and fast, let the blades rain down. Under the Blood Moon. Okay. That is the Warlord for this deck. Alrain Gaunt, an avatar of the Blood Moon chosen by the gaze of Bhaskaran for his speed and ferocity. A past shrouded in obscurity. What dark truths lie behind his madness? Okay. Liege, how may I help? Gaze into the portal. The ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you. Another blood moon rises. The start of a new cycle of power draws near for the mercenary guilds. Through foul ritual and cruelty, the cult brings their god moon ever closer to the Accord Lands to expose the beast within us all. Alright, so that explains quite a bit for me here. So, mercenaries are, I guess, for lack of a better word, are neutral. They don't necessarily, I don't believe they have a faction per se. I think you can have them as like their own thing, or you can splash them in other decks. I believe that's how mercenaries work. So, judging by how this sounds, though, this is going to be just a mercenary deck. Okay. Let's see here. Alright. So let me crack this open real quick. Yep, I don't see the little pull thing that you normally would use to open these things, so... Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and open it myself. Oh, nope, as soon as I said that, I found it. Or did I? Thought I did. I got it. Okay, there we go. Can't use a freaking knife for everything, jeez. There we go. I got it now. Sheesh. Okay. I swear I'm learning. Alright, cool. We got this, we got this. Alright, pop that off. There we go. That was probably the easiest freaking one I've done so far because I actually did what I was supposed to. Okay. So again, this is a mercenary starter deck. Or maybe it's monster. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I want to say it's mercenary, but usually mercenaries have a blue border, and that's the only reason why I'm saying that. But I'm also noticing, though, that there's also, like, monsters as well and other things like that. So it may not necessarily be the case here. So, alright, so this is a monster assassin. Maybe this is just a monster deck. Maybe I misunderstood. But that's okay. Alright, so put that there. Alright, so this is, what's his name? Tyron Ruskin. Okay. Brute Fiend, Brine Fiend. So Tyron Ruskin, I don't remember pulling that one out of the packs. Maybe I did, but I don't. But Brine Fiend I did, for sure. Assassin Strike. Cunning Shot. Dupe. Rapid Dash. Rapid Dash. Stealth Attack. Or Sneak Attack. I don't know why I'm like reading it too fast for my own good. Sneak Attack. Swift. I don't remember ever pulling Swift. Maybe I did. I don't know. Pounce. Pounce. Cloud Racer. Cloud Racer. Gap Finder. Gap Finder. Gap Finder, Revenger, Riding Horse, Riding Horse, Riding Horse, Balian, 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 Flame Jester. Okay, so Flame Jester was in another deck as well. Starbinder, Starbinder. Starbinder, Shambling Horror, Sturgis. Again, most of these were pulled. Tunnel Worm, Tunnel Worm, Blitzer. Okay, so that is the blue deck, and this is Under the Blood Moon starter deck. Okay. Alright. Not too bad, guys. So we're down to 2 more decks. And then just a few more packs. And that'll be a wrap. Okay, so this one I'm going to love because it is dwarves, because I'm reading the box right now. So this one's called Dwarven Forges Starter Deck. So by default, I'm gonna love this one. All right. So Memoriam. Well, hold on. There we go. Bound by her duty as keeper of dead names to record the spirit of every fallen dwarf within Rockholm, watching and constructing a future for dwarves by any means. Okay, it's called For Rockholm. Any oath fulfilled in the Great War, the Dwarven forgers retreated to the cavernous depths of the Accord Lands. Are they dormant? Are they vigilant? They are ready for any impending cataclysm. Sage, here's your research. Gaze into the portal. The ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you. Okay. All right. So, like I said, by this one, by default, I'm going to love this one because it's dwarves. So, sign me up. Love me some dwarves. Okay, there's the deck. And my lovely D20. Wahahaha. Okay. Alrighty. Where is... Okay. There's the pack thing on the side. Alrighty. Here we go. The dwarves. Okay. So this one is Memoriam. This is the Warlord for the deck. Artwork looks pretty freaking cool, not gonna lie. Put that there. Okay. Alright, so we got Sunforged Smith, which I'm pretty... Yeah, I did pull that one. Sunforged Smith. Tunnel Vanguard. I honestly should have every freaking card in here except the Warlord. Because I pulled so many dwarves. Divine Respite. Gift from Above. Gift from Above. Gift from Above. Holy Might. Holy Might. Holy Might. Quick Strength. Quick Strength. Quick Strength. Well Supplied. Well Supplied. Hod's Legacy. Brunter's Helm. Brunter's Helm. Brunter's Helm. Warhorse. 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 Shield of Spurning. Strongarm Stout. Strongarm Stout. Whoa, kick that one off to the side. That is a Hunting Staff. Hunting Staff. Hunting Staff. Dress. Dress. And dress. I knocked a pack down. Oops. Frenzy. 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 Hazak of Shadow. Hazak of Shadow. Hazak of Shadow. That's a Huron Instigator. Huron Instigator. Huron Instigator. Salvage. 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 Sunforged Smith. Tinker. Tinker. And Tinker. Alright, so pretty much everything out of that dwarf deck I have pulled. So, not too shabby. Okay. So we're down to the last few, people. Last few. Alright, so I said last two, last one. Alright, so here is the last deck. Take a swig of water. Alright. So this one is called In Noose We Trust. I remember pulling Noose, I believe, in one of the packs, which obviously is the Warlord. I think his name was Noose. I could be wrong. But let me go ahead and open this up. Okay. Alright. So, layered, shall I be of service? Gaze into the portal, the ancestral knowledge for battle awaits you. The Free Kingdoms, a growing nation striving to bring peace and prosperity to the Accord lands. A military promoting honor, order, and hospitality by their hands. Blessed by clerics, followers of news, and the only religion allowed. Adathon, Celestial Messenger. Okay. A celestial shape. Yeah, I don't remember if I pulled him or not, but a celestial shaping law and order throughout the Accord lands, respected by the Crown lands, leaders for creative diplomacy. Sometimes order comes at a price. Okay. And on the top of the box it says, buff your forces and go wide. A sundry morning prayer for a swift and peaceful passing. In News We Trust. Alright. So there's the last pack. There's the D20. And here is the pack. I gotta admit, he looks badass. That card looks freaking awesome. Okay, so we are gonna crack open this pack. This starter deck. Okay. Pop this. There we go. Alrighty. So this, again, is... Oh my goodness. I'm sitting over here dropping stuff. Alright. So this is the Warlord. Adathon Celestial Messenger. He looks freaking awesome. I think that's a really cool looking card right there. Okay. Now some of these, I don't recall pulling these because the Free Kingdoms cards, so, you know, again, they're like this yellow color. So I don't remember seeing a lot of these. So we got Crownland Strategist. Keen-eared Sentry. That one I know for a fact I pulled because I remembered seeing that one. Quick Shielding. Quick Strength. Meet at the Inn. I know I pulled my fair share of those. We got Fate Shift. Punitive Strike. Leveled. Spiritual Weapon. Pack Tactics. Ardean Greathawk. Okay. Shillelagh. Albrecht Novice. I want to say I know I did pull something with Albrecht in the name. I'm pretty sure it was this. So we'll say that's that. Albrecht Novice. I have never seen that one before. TFK Brigand. I have never seen that one. I have not pulled that. I know for a fact I never pulled that. Because that name for that card is very, very different from anything I've seen. Okay. Alright. Squire Argos. I know that one from the artwork. Heresy Huntress. Sky Berserker. Shannon the Daring. I know for a fact I have not pulled that one because that just does not sound familiar, nor do I recognize the artwork. Human Paladin. Okay. Okay, Leonora, I know. I've seen that one a few times. Okay. Well, there you have it. That is all 6 of the Warlord starter decks. They do have some good cards in there for sure. I mean, they're really nice. So, I'm going to put that back in its box for now. Okay. Now, for the final thing, you guys. If you're still with me, thank you so much for hanging out all this time. I really hope the pack openings were fun as well as informative. But I'll touch a little more on that at the end of this. But this is my my last piece here, you guys. So we've got 6 packs to open. I'm still really hoping that I pull another dragon that I don't have or I never pulled or whatever. But at this point, I'm not expecting much, but we'll see. Alright, so we got Corpse Crowd. Frames here. Golden Grove Mage. Eager Blade. Everwarm Elixir. Northrog Psyche. Silver Steel Gauntlets. Quick Dodge. Sneak Attack. Spiked Pit Trap. Death from Below. Flurry of Knives. Brinewater Croc. Merrick Regalia. Cunning Shot, which is a holofoil, actually. I'm glad I saw that, because I was like, oh, look at that. Okay, there we go. And then, of course, Tattered Armaments. Okay, 5 packs left. Alright. Okay, so we've got Guard Duty. I don't remember Guard Duty, actually, now that I think about it, but maybe. Dress. Frenzy. Hazak of Shadow, definitely in the Dwarf deck. Hurum Instigator, I think he was in the Dwarf deck as well. That one I remember. I couldn't say that one. Drilljack Atar. Hagunk. Erica Ketchum. Birdsong Druid. Heresy Huntress. Bloodsteel. Cloak of Brilliance. A Viscous Goo. OMG. Kingslayer. What? Hold up. This might be like a legendary card or something, because that looks amazing. Oh, man. Just the top left corner makes me think this is like some kind of legendary card or something. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Earthen Embrace as a holofoil. And then we've got Tattered Armaments. Alright, we pulled another dragon. I was really hopeful I was going to get another one. Hadn't seen one for a while, so that was a good find. which means I'm not gonna get any more out of these packs. I'm probably done with the dragons. They're so far and few when you pull them, so I'm not expecting anything anymore. I was expecting one more, and I got it. So I'm not expecting anything else at this point. So here we go. Divine Barrier, Abal Rahim, Ambitious Squire, Arlane, Church Inquisitor. See, he's got this +3 thing here, so I don't know if that's like a legendary thing or what. I don't know why that's colored differently than everything else, but I'll figure that out later. Leveled, meet at the end. Noble Sacrifice, Pack Tactics, Krignum, Firebrand. Okay, I don't remember ever pulling this one, so this, I want to say this is the first one for this. Firebrand. Sorry, I couldn't help it. Pounce, Green Flower Warden, Anvil, Dwarf Smith. Okay. Noble Sacrifice as a hollow, which I've already pulled before. Perfect. And of course a simple shield. All right. This is the 4th pack. All right, so we got a Sutek Shink, Bear Legion Recruit. I think this is only the second one of those that I've gotten. Riding Horse. Ablung's Prism. I think I've pulled maybe one of those, I think. Nightfire Manacles. Veteran Bowman. I think I've only seen one other one of those. Akvuk. I've seen a few of him. Shadow Bolts. Summon Avalanche. Premonition Pendant. Roan of the Deep Brook. Anala's Deverinium. That's actually really cool. I know for a fact I've never pulled that. Okay. Blessed Vestments. Bone Fiend. So Bone Fiend, oddly enough, I want to say he is in my elf deck. But now that I'm looking at him, I'm like, why is he in my elf deck? I mean, he's good. He's a really good card. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, I don't know. He'd probably be better in something else. Novice Pyro. Alright, that is a hollow Novice Pyro. So obviously I've gotten my fair share of those. And lastly, we got Stormlord. The Dawning of a New Age. Yeah, so the very last card of each of these packs has something like this in it. Irrelevant, honestly. Because if you want to use the card, you're going to use the card. So, alright. Alright, we are down to 2 packs. Here we go. Okie dokie. Alright, so we got Sutek Slime Fang, Shambling Horror, another Tavern Brawl, Thicket, Sunseeker's Goggles, Keep Watch, Trogid, or Trogid, Ablung's Prisms, Leveled, Tunnel Worm, Shatter, Terrorize. Walk on Wind. That's a different one. Okay. Core's Aegis. I haven't seen that one. Okay. Very cool. Blessed Vestments. Okay. And then Trap. There's been a lot of traps, a lot of different stuff. All right, my friends, this is the last pack. This is all of it. We have come to the end about 3.5 hours later. There was a lot, to be fair. Alright, here we go. Paralegion Recruit. Catapult Crew. Wither. Another Tavern Brawl. Keep Watch. Leveled. Sturgis. Sutex Slimefang. Thicket. Trogid. Holy crap, that's a mouthful. Izzardran Kennelmaster. Okay, this one I haven't seen. So this is a first for me. May not equip items. Okay. Medical Kit. Yo. I got another one. Hell yeah. Alright, so I got another dragon called Jubilant Hatchling. Okay, so it probably isn't going to have too much with it, but let's see. Reserved. May not start in play. That doesn't matter. Death React Heal. Remove a wound from each of your characters within 1 rank. That's pretty dope. That's not a bad card. I mean, that's actually very helpful early on. Okay. It is a dragon. I really was not expecting to get any more dragons than I did. So, that's, I'm pretty happy with that. War Boss, Ajkal, Warlord character, Orc Tactician. Okay, another Tavern Brawl in hollow form. And then lastly, out of options for like the 20th time. Oh, well, hello there. You just came in right at the end of the stream. I'm finishing up now, actually. Alright, so everything. I had a really great haul. I had a lot of great things, but as many of you guys know, I am a huge dragon fanatic. And so anything with dragons. This is all my dragon pulls I got from all the packs. And yeah, I guess I'll just stack that right there for now. Oh, okay. Well, you'll be able to see the VOD after when this is done if you actually want to go back and see the polls and everything that I've gotten. So this right here is what I have been really excited about because I knew dragons were in these packs, but I knew they were going to be hard to pull. And so I got a pretty good haul. I still think the Ash Veil art is probably the coolest looking one out of everything I've pulled. But let me put this here. Okay. So Kingslayer, I'm not sure. He may be like a legendary card. I'm not 100% sure on that. Really cool looking card. Swift Cloud's cool too. Rotwing's nice. Jubilant Hatchling is okay. Blackwind's okay. But I still, like I said, this one here, Ash Veil, in my opinion, is probably the best one. And I know I've said that a few times now. I just love the artwork for that card. I don't know if the ability itself is great, but the card itself looks amazing. I, for one, am very happy about that. So, with that said, so first off, I want to give my closing thoughts on all of this, my final thoughts on this whole thing. When I stopped about midstream, not midstream, but when I stopped after I'd opened up some packs and everything. You like the blue ones? I'm guessing the Swift Cloud right here. And the Black Wind. Yep. Okay. Very cool. So my final thoughts on this are, Warlords is again, this has been, I believe this is probably the third time this has been re-released. It is now being backed by a different company that is going to support the game and actually push out packs and stuff, as long as it is received well. Again, like I said, I played like a long time ago. We're talking like probably like 2 decades ago. It's been a long time. But I will say this though. It itself is a very strategical game and does require a lot of thinking. So if you're not one to do a lot of that, then you don't want to spend all that time doing all those things, really planning out your how to do stuff. It may not be for you. But if you're in it just for collective purposes, or you just love the artwork of some of these cards, I mean, I absolutely love the dragons. Of course, again, I am going to be biased because I've always loved dragons. But I literally opened up how many packs? About 40, 40 packs. I literally opened maybe 30 to 40 packs altogether. Roughly with everything, and that is that's all the dragons that I pulled. So when you have that many packs with this few dragons you pull, these things are meant to be pretty ridiculous and really strong. So again, I'm very happy with these. With that said, if this is something you're interested in and you want to learn more about it, you can definitely search up a tutorial video on how to play if you want. I will try to add it to the video on here at some point, whether it's during the stream or at the end of the video. I will add that in there. Again, this is going on YouTube. Aside from that, if it's something you're really interested in, talk to your local shops. Go to your shops and say, hey, do you guys plan on carrying Warlord? Do you think this is something you'll ever get at some point? And 9 times out of 10, if it's something that they don't carry, they will tell you, we need a lot of people to come in and say, hey, are you gonna ever get Warlord? If enough people ask, then they'll carry it. That's generally how it works. They want to know for sure that there's going to be a market for this. Honestly, I really hope the game succeeds. I really hope it takes off and it catches on. I know there's a lot of card games out there. There's so many different card games you can play. But everyone has its niche, Obviously, Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the biggest ones that I know that people play and are familiar with. But again, if this is something you're interested in, you should absolutely look into it. Aside from that, though, I want to thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me today. Greatly appreciate your time, and I really hope that I was informative, and also was very hopeful that you got to see some really cool pulls and got to see a lot of fun stuff. So with that said, I hope you guys all have a great day. And for those of you who just happen to be seeing this or come across this, you can find me on Twitch I stream Tuesday through Friday, 12:30 to 4:30 Mountain Standard Time. I normally stream a lot of different video games. This is kind of a one-off thing for me because I really wanted to show off all these cards and everything, but you can find me on there at those times. Until then, I hope you guys all have a great one. Take care. I'll see you later.